Hey, welcome back, Rankers. How you going? I was talking to a client during the week who we don't do their ads, and he was telling me how they pay for their ads. And they pay for their ads management based on how much they spend each month with Google. And I said, oh, really? I said, I didn't think people did that. I said, because when I first looked at this back in, I don't know, 2004 or whatever, and how we were going to charge for it, it was about, well, you can't charge the same way as you do in the offline world, which was back in the day in newspapers. What used to happen is that you used to get charged a management fee based on how much you're spending, and that was the standard model. And many companies made a lot of money doing that. In fact, one of Australia's biggest media buyers was a place called Mitchell's, and that's how they made their money. Was basically clipping a ticket, is what we used to say, on the way through on the transaction going into the newspaper or wherever it was. So with Google Ads, that didn't make sense to me, because I control, as the person who's buying the media space, I also control the words, the copy, as you would in a newspaper, but I also control who to target. Now, you don't, as a media buyer, you don't do that in a newspaper, right? You can choose which newspaper to go in. But with Google Ads, you're targeting the user type, the device they're on, you're targeting certainly the geographic location, but also the demographic as well, which you cannot do in newspapers. So to simply clip the ticket on the way through, it certainly didn't make sense for me, because that would incentivize waste, in my opinion, because all I'd be trying to do would be to increase the spend of the client, right? So I make more money. So it didn't make sense for me to do that, and I actually didn't think I'd be able to sell it to clients. So what we do is that we are actively looking at making the ads make more money. So, and our ads, the way that we cost our ads management fee, it's a flat fee. It's not based on how much you spend. Regardless of how much you spend, I'm not going to charge you more. It's about the effort and the work that goes into your campaign. So just because you add more budget doesn't mean that you should be getting, well, in my opinion, getting charged more management fees. So this is a case in point. So you can see here, and this is the same client who we put the 3 words for the USP on the homepage and in other prominent areas on the site. And as soon as we did that, the search traffic revenue doubled overnight. That's this client. So that happened on the 17th of June. So we've got that window. We haven't quite got 30 days yet, but the goal of this client was to get the return on the ad spend to 1,000%, because when we took over the ad spend, she was getting about 250% return. And as you can see there, it was a significant ad spend. I think she was doing up around 40 grand a month back in April. Yeah, about April. So what we did is that we looked at how do we first get this spend down, and how do we... So we basically just found that there was a lot of problems with the way that they were calculating conversions and those sorts of things, and a lot of mess in the Google Ads back end. So what we did, we cleaned all that up, and gradually, and then also working on the UX issues and some of the SEO issues, those sorts of things. And then the spend comes right down, and you can see there, since then, she's spent about $2,000 less, so 31% down in ad spend, and made an extra $24,000, so nearly doubled. Now, we're not at 1,000%. We are on mobile, which incidentally is the largest group of users on this traffic, on this site. But overall, we're not at 1,000%. We're about 1,200 for mobile, and it's about 800 for desktop or something like that. We're not that worried about the desktop, because it's the law of diminishing returns. Because it's such a small audience for her in this case, it's how much time do you want to spend on that for how much you're going to make on that. And that's the way we look at everything. Unless it's hitting our revenue goal, it's why do we want to do it? That's not something we're going to do. I'd be interested to see what you think of ads management fees and those sorts of things. Sorry about the misty haze on the lens this morning. I think it's our weather. I'm going to have a look. Yeah, it could be our weather. We seem to have a bit of a misty haze. Anyway, love to know how you do your ads management, how you think it's, what's a good model for ads management fees. What do you like to see? Because I'm always interested in improving what we do and hearing what others do and hearing hearing from our clients and what they want. Obviously, is always the biggest guide that we use. But love to hear what you're doing. And if you disagree, agree, whatever, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.